Yo, what you saying? I'm down to my last pack, you know, but I got them samples ready for Sunday sessions. I got the original, and I got the strawberry. Everyone's saying it's fire, so you won't have a problem moving this. Alright, safe, I'll see you on Sunday.
There's more to life than sitting on the corners, make them corners fly. Hit cells on Beetle's window, look if it's a quick thing. Roasting pepper, have you seen your life shift quick or wet show?
Real life.
And from the conversation we were just having, yeah, it's one of them ones, yeah, where you can hear we all live in the same kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as much as we think that we're going through some stuff, we're all kind of the same in certain ways, especially when we come from the same kind of places. You get it? I feel like we're all exposed to fucking...
You know what it is, man? We all go through the same shit still, but different scenarios, innit?
Yeah, 100.
Do you get what I mean? It's all based off the same things what men want.
But I'm saying, yeah, there's someone in a different part of the city, different part of the country that hasn't been exposed to the same things as us. So they can't relate to the same scenarios. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
You get what I'm saying? You're on road, man think like certain things man to make money, certain things you have to hustle. Some people have never had a thought of having to hustle. They've gone through school, they've been taught that, yo, here's your pocket money, here's this and that. You get it? And then when you get to a certain age, you're gonna have your own money. Now put it in this bank and do
this, do that, formal stuff. Yeah.
Certain man ain't had none of that, bro. Some of them just got thrown to the fucking wolves and
and just have to
survive. You get it?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people from where we know in it. So that means that we'll have survival instincts in us, whether
naturally.
It means naturally, whether it means to fucking I don't know, like living conditions, how you make your money, where, you get what I'm saying? Like, remember, you know, this is a common thing for man from the hood. Make a bit of money, go out the ends. You get what I'm saying? Live outside of the ends. No one don't know where you live, and then you come back.
Come in when you want.
Yeah.
And go when you want.
Yeah. Do you think that's the same for everyone? You think everyone's moving out of their ends and to come back in? Some people are moving to different countries and that.
Yeah.
But it's not the same thought process. Like, no one can't know.
It is, bud.
You reckon?
Because everybody don't want to live where they've grew up.
Yeah, people want to move away.
They want to move away, but they still want to know, like it says, humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So they still want to know, like, no matter how far they've made it in life, I'm never going to forget where I come from.
Yeah.
So you don't want to live there, but you want to be able to know you can visit there because that's where it made you then.
That's where your people are.
So, like, I don't want to live in Smethwick, but I know without Smethwick, I wouldn't be who I am.
Exactly. There you go.
But I don't want to live there.
But some people don't have an attachment to the area like that. Some people live there, and if they move, they move. They don't need to come back in.
That comes with the generation, though. Because look then, when my mum settled in Smethwick, she ain't moved.
Yeah.
And it's been Smethwick.
Yeah.
She hasn't moved, just like my nan. When you know your nan's always lived there for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm thinking, fuck, am I living in Smethwick for 50, 60 years? But
I think with that generation, it was like they came here.
But they came from somewhere else.
They bought a house here.
Yeah,
you get it? Whereas for us now, if we're buying a house, we're definitely not buying a house in Smethwick.
Nah.
There's too much threats. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be thinking...
Unless it's a buy-to-let.
Yeah. You're not going to be thinking
But
to
you're
buy
not
your
gonna
house
buy
to
your
live.
actual forever home in Smethwick. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just, blood, you see with me, blood, I just want the peaceful life, blood.
Yeah.
I just want to be... I want to be out of the rat race. Do you get me? So I can go and live out somewhere, come in and visit my mum and that, but then know that I'm going back out there, just peaceful. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and
even when I'm thinking about this peaceful place,
and
that's
bro,
all I want, blood.
The only way that
peace.
we feel that we can achieve that is moving out the ends, which is like even when like with like you know like the rappers and like the ones that make the big money, they always say, yo, why are they still in the hood? You know, and then something happens, like someone ends up either dead or something because they came back to the hood and jealousy or some kind of stuff. That's kind of like the same as thingy. Like once you start making money, you do get jealous people around in it.
100%.
And so you do have to start moving in certain ways and whatnot. But I don't feel like it's the same for everyone. So the point being made is there's not one blanket fits all, but some people are more exposed to certain types of lifestyles
Than
others. You get it? Which will determine a lot of what goes on, bro. Like our movements are all similar based on what we've been exposed to. You get what I'm trying to say? So like I said, moving out the ends, not, you know, watching who's following you, you know, financially not opening, you know what I'm saying, keeping things to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of risks that come with speaking loud and being loud. You know what I'm saying? Some people take the risks and then you see the consequences of them. Some people learn from that, like, fuck that, my man was being loud and look what happened, he got had. You get me?
Yeah.
And then some people learn from that and say, you know, let me keep my thing quiet, even though it might not happen to you. You know, it's best to be, you get what I'm saying?
But you've definitely seen it happen,
Yeah.
even if it don't happen to you.
You get me?
I've seen the loud ones get humble
There you go then.
to where a man don't even want to be loud no more.
Exactly that.
But sometimes, blood, even when you're not being loud,
Still comes to you.
it still comes here, because sometimes some people present a certain aura about themselves to where you can try and
Other people
stay
catch
away
it.
from it as much as you want, but you come in a room or you go somewhere, it will just come to you.
You know what that aura is called? It's called jealousy. Some people will pick up, some people will
Some people
friend
can
you,
pick up on it. Yeah.
see you got a good thing going on.
Yeah.
Feel jealous, feel like, oh, why ain't I? And won't even know how to get to you, bro, but will send the energy towards you.
You know, one thing I learned in life, sometimes I used to always think, like, as growing up, you always had to have, if you had more than somebody, then that person will be jealous of you. But you see what made me know in life? You could have more than somebody. Like, somebody can have more than you. And even though they've got more than you, they can still be jealous of you, and you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Yeah, of course.
That's one thing that I've made you know.
Yeah,
You know,
100.
there's some people
Because
that have got that.
no, because you know, but they have got more. It's just not the
it's
financial.
not
more.
all right then.
It's not.
Yeah. Because you could have more money, cars, jewelry, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a man might not have none of them things, but he might have a certain
Aura
about
happiness.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That some
Content.
people that just it gravitates,
Yeah.
and even that man looking at him thinking, "Yo, look,
But
I've got this."
But that's the hood, though, bro.
That's what makes me know,
You know,
that yo,
you know what it is? That's the hood, yeah. Because,
man can still be jealous of you,
yeah.
and it could be people that's got more than you. So when you're looking up at somebody else thinking, why is my man jealous of me? Look what he's got. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
It's not always just that.
Because you're going about your business.
Because you're just
content.
being you, bro.
You know what it is? It's because you're happy with the process and the journey, and some people are just, like you said, in the rat race and not content with themselves. You get it? So, like, if you're talking about, like, on the roads, like, back in the day, there's man that, like, probably do their little weed thing, getting to buy what they're doing. There's man that do, like, robberies and whatever. But if you're doing, like, robberies and all that, you don't know when your next thing's coming in. You could hit a big one.
Yeah.
You could hit a big one and be up more than anyone. But
easy come, easy go. Sometimes.
easy come, easy go. And you don't know when it's coming again. Whereas this man that's taking his time, you get me? Yeah. Prodding along.
Gradually.
Yeah. He just
Not
looks like
watching nobody.
Yeah.
I think that's how I like to operate though still.
Yeah.
I don't really like to watch no. You stay in your lane, innit?
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your own lane. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And when it comes, it comes. Because trust me, man have been up and man have been down. And trust me, when I mean I've been down, blood.
Yeah. And the worstest thing is, though, you know what's mad?
Down.
Times when a man are down, you wouldn't even know you're down. If that makes sense. You'd know you're more up than you would down.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
no
100%.
one's not.
But what do you put that as though? Is that men being
Pride.
Men being men though, innit?
Pride. And I feel like that filters into relationships, because you're never going to show your partner how down you could be. You get what I'm saying? You still maintain a level.
Yeah.
And to your partner or to other people, it may seem like you get, you know what I'm saying, you're getting on with it.
Yeah.
But they don't know that, yo, this is a tough time, like physically, mentally, everything is tough.
Yeah.
But you're not going to show that as much as you're going to show the times where you're up and it's like, yeah, have some of this. You're giving out now. You get what I'm saying? You're giving people stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then when you can't give as much, and you're down, you're still giving because you're not even trying to show that you're down because, you know, you got to show that you're strong in it.
Yeah, you got to show that you're strong, or but sometimes you just like putting on a front to people because when you're down, you're down, bro.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't give. You get me? And
what
some people though will still bust their balls to still try and give, just to look like they're still up.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And that's a lot of people's downfall, though.
Yeah, fuck that, man. When I'm down, I'm fucking down. People who know me know that if I can give, I can give. When I'm down, I'm down. But at the same time, I won't be out there like, yo, look at me. I'm on my arse, everybody. Come and help me. Man ain't gonna do that.
No, exactly.
Do you get me? Which will lead on to the fact what I'm saying, what we come here to talk about.
Yeah.
With like men, pride. Big man always say to themselves, nah, they don't want to go doctors, they don't want to go hospital and all them. I don't understand still with that sometimes, you know. You know, when a man don't want to go to the hospital or don't want to go doctors, I get it to a certain degree, but sometimes in my eyes, I always think to myself, whatever the fuck it's going to be though, wouldn't you want to catch it early? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
or do you try and fight it off because you're trying to hope you're being in denial then?
What's made you want to do that though? What's made you want to catch something early? Who's told you you've got to catch something early? Do you get what I'm saying?
To be fair, I've kind of always been like that, you know.
Yeah, but there must be a reason. There must be something that's...
When I was younger, it's just straight fact. Don't want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always thought to myself, like, fuck that, man. Anything that's going wrong, fuck that. I'm going doctors. To where sometimes I'm probably on the fucking doctors list as a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
You know, one of them ones like, because I'm thinking, yo, what the fuck's wrong? Do you get what I'm saying? But if something feels unusual to me, I'm thinking I've got to get it sorted out.
Yeah.
But as I've grew older, when I used to be like that, I've realised sometimes take your time. Don't rush to get things sorted all the time. And then going through that, when I was in the car crash, and then my nephew died after that with cancer, that's what changed it a bit more, because I thought, fucking hell, my nephew was 11.
Yeah.
He had cancer and all of that. You know, how long did he have it for? We knew he had cancer. Because the doctors were saying things like, do you do karate? Because he used to do karate. Do you do any sports? And that? He's like, yeah, I do karate. Oh, that's why your back's hurting you then. Take this ibuprofen. Oh, do you do that? Yeah, it must be that, then do that. So it's only when like the blood tests and then they realise, hold on, basically you got cancer. So then in my head, in the background, I'm sitting there like, how long did he have that for then? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
How could they have...
if he went, if they just took blood straight away, could they have caught it quicker? I don't know. You know, one of them ones.
100. But like I said, from young, you do believe that hospital and doctors are just supposed to be there to fix you. When you start getting older and you start seeing people having these problems, you do start realizing, wait, they might be here to fix you, but they're not here to save your life, if that makes sense. Like, you can have a problem, and unless you're being responsible for saying how you feel, you could end up dead, bro. Just because you're believing that the health system is there to save your life, and technically it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you go to the doctors, you say, oh, I've got a little pain there. They say, oh, it must be from football. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, no, this is no. I know what football pain is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's why sometimes when I go to the doctors, bro, or I go hospital, I tell you the truth, I try not to give them too much information because I need them to do their job. Because when I go in there, big lad, rare. If you've got a pain in your back, do you gym? Obviously I gym, but I don't want to go into it too much that I gym or I done back today then. Because if I done back today, they're going to tell me that's why my back's hurting. But I know that's not why my back's hurting. Because obviously I know my body. Do you get me? So you don't want them to fob you off. So sometimes you try not to you don't want to give them too much. Oh, my chest is hurting me. do you smoke? It's probably because you're smoking. So they want to latch onto that because you're just a number. When I look upon the papers and it says, 1,500 people in this month, 1,200 were seen. 100 was like missing. Whatever. They just want to get their numbers or statistics.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So they can look like they're a running
business.
Business. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Where now they're misdiagnosing people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I always say, like, make sure, like, make them investigate. Do you get me? And like you already know, but look, Bomber, my son had cancer, blood. You get me? Leukemia. Now, obviously, his mom always checks. She's one of them ones, innit? Checks over the body and all them things. She's one of those, always looking and all them things. So when she sees something that's not right, hold on, well, go and get him checked out. Luckily, she's like that. That's why most moms should do that. Like, just check over your sons or your daughters and that, just little things, because that's what kind of saved my son. So when she's doing all these little things and that, she brought him in the hospital. Open up his mouth. Says, he's got tonsillitis. There was Ra just going to tell us to go. She says, nah. Can you take some bloods? Because that, to me, don't just look like tonsillitis, because his eyes were puffy. It weren't just his throat, his eyes. Now, if she never said, can you have some bloods? The woman, Ra, says, you do get puffy eyes with tonsillitis. Now, I've never known a kid, even myself, I've had tonsillitis, to get puffy eyes. But luckily, she questioned it. So they took the bloods. But the combat blood saying that his fucking white blood cells are like 120,000. Like a man with leukemia. I've never seen this in my life. I've been a doctor for 18 years and all these things. Rushed him straight to children's and that. Now, if she never turned round and said that, they were sending us home with antibiotics. But that time my son's got leukemia. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then when we got to the hospital, leukemia. Do you get me? And that's because you have to question everything. It doesn't matter if you're wrong, you're still learning. You're not a doctor. So you just got to learn as you go on. And there's loads of times, like what I'm saying, there's loads of times where they wanted to turn off the machine and all of these things and that, telling me about the chemo and all of this stuff, blood. And if I never questioned it, blood, I had like the doctors sitting in there, like 3 doctors with suits on, telling me I'm not doing right for my son, let him go. I'm saying, what do you mean? I'm saying, I felt like pressured to say, all right, turn off the machine then. Come on, we'll bring the priest, we'll put him in his normal clothes, just turn on, because they become, what's that word, like, desensitized, like, it's just a number. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Another statistic. So when they're telling me that, I'm saying, so can he die? Yeah, he's on all the medication. So I'm saying, how long has he got? It's 1 o'clock now. They said he'll be dead by 3. So I says, would he die on the machine? They said, basically, well, I says, we're safe, then let him die on the machine then, innit? But 3 o'clock come, my son's still alive. 5 o'clock come, he's still alive. They wanted to then give him another round of chemo. I said, are you fucking stupid? You told me that the chemo weakens him. So if he was supposed to be dead by 3, now it's 5 o'clock. Why are you ushering to give him his chemo for 7? Because it would have been at 7 if they weren't talking about that. I said, I refuse, bro. I refuse for them to take it, blood. Next thing you know, next day, my man's better. Day after that, better. Now he's off life support machine. Do you get what I'm trying to say? All because of decisions of what the parents, but most children ain't here and people ain't here because you put your full trust in, they're the doctors. And don't get it twisted,
They're not here to save your life, though.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. I don't want to make it out like they don't do a good job. How they do.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But what happens is,
you gotta be in control.
You have to. And because you're just numbers, it's easy for them to just say, all right then, yeah, put him. And then it's on to the next one. Who's next? Bed 4. You get what I'm trying to say to you?
100.
That time you're now sitting there with a lifetime decision.
Yeah.
While they're going to go off, go and have a coffee. You get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like always question stuff.
Always.
Always, blood.
That was just like with my mum when she was in the hospital. they told her she had days left and she weren't speaking properly. But the one thing she was saying is, get me out of this hospital. Like, but barely though. Did you get it? And obviously, like, they put her on palliative care and all those things. Like, and would have just had her die in the hospital. Soon as we got her at the hospital, under palliative care, she just seemed to get better and better and better. And that was like nearly 2 years ago.
You see what I'm saying? But that's why a lot of older people don't want to go hospital.
Yeah.
Because they always say every time you go in there, they end up dead. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You end up dead. Every time I go in there, they don't come out. And that's how I felt the other day. Because, like I'm saying, I'm just sitting there. And obviously, man are in the gym, man are trying to lose weight, trim down and do all that. Sometimes you got to listen to your body. You get me? Because you can be doing too much and that. You get me? All these pre-workouts and all these things and that. So you sit there and you're saying to yourself, yeah, I'm all right today. I feel strong. Then I've got a little headache on a Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, it's just a headache. Let me just sleep it off. But then Wednesday I've woke up, I felt a bit better. Went to the gym, done a workout. Started to feel it a little bit. Do you get me? And I says, oh, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm not even going gym.
Because on the Wednesday I seen you in it that morning.
Yeah, in the morning when you seen me.
You were saying you got a headache.
I said, yo, I got a headache. But I was still functioning, thinking that, you know, them headaches that just last a bit longer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It felt more like a migraine, to be fair. But then when I woke up the Thursday, and I'm bending over, and I just felt like the pressure in the back of my head. And then every time I come out my car, and I started to walk, every time I got up, I feel this pressure in the back of my head. I'm thinking, what the fuck's this? But I've got it before when I've had a migraine. So it weren't something at first unusual, but I would normally get it with the back of my eyes, you get me? But I kept getting at the back of my head. So I said, you know what, let me just phone my doctors. That's what made me say, fuck that. Now, most people would have just left it, blood.
Left the headache to go by.
Left it, you get me? But when I realised I'm taking 2 paracetamols and ibuprofen, and it's still there. So I'm thinking, nah, man, this ain't right. Went to my GP in the morning Friday. Explained it to him. My man says, yo. But I started shitting it. My man was like, yeah. Started writing and that. Yeah, you need to go to the hospital right now. I'm saying, yo, I'm trying to get a little look at him like, why, what do you reckon? Like, I can't say, I don't want to scare you or whatever, but just go there. You need a CT scan, all this. So I went there, and the CT scan, they said they saw a little, like, I don't even know the fucking word, but an inflaction or something like that. Like, I'm saying, what's that? They're saying, oh, they don't know if it's a blood vessel that's burst, but clotted itself, so like fixed itself, but there's still blood around it. So that could be causing pressure. But we don't know what it is, but we can just see there's a slight something. But maybe it might not be nothing. You have to have an MRI. So they said they're admitting me. Next day, had an MRI. MRI's come back clear. So I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is it? Because I can still feel it. Still feel the shit now. You get what I'm trying to say? But in my head, all I'm thinking to myself is,
You've had a scare.
blood, it's a wake-up call. And all I was thinking about was Bama. Blood, and then, you know, when you're phoning me, Lex is phoning me, and everyone's phoning me and that's even worrying me more. Because I'm thinking, yo, man, is everyone getting this feeling like, am I going to be that one that's, yo, he was all right, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, I seen him. Next thing you know, man, I'm missing. You get me, blood? So it's fucking scary. I had to sit there, blood, and say to myself, yo, I'm glad I've come in. You get what I'm saying? And that's all the nurses kept saying. You're in the right place. And that's what I said, sometimes it's bittersweet, because as much as what I was just saying and that with my son, you still need them same people to help you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, but you got to be asking questions. So I'm going back and forth with the doctor. So if it's that, what would that mean? Is it that? Then they're like, just calm down. Look, you're jumping ahead. But they don't understand my story. You get what I'm saying? Nephew dead of cancer. You get me? Son nearly died of cancer. Brethren, aneurysm. You know, things like that and that. They don't understand even the thought. And then they're doing my blood pressure and it's up. Like 180 over 95. Then it's going down. Then it's going back up. So I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on? I'm trying to say to them, yo, listen. just can it get fixed? So I'm asking questions that they can't answer though. We don't know. We don't even know what it is. You get what I'm trying to say? But and you've got to have a support network as well, bro.
100%.
You got to, because if I didn't have my support network and that as well, I'm telling you, blood, it would have been fucked.
Scary.
Some people ain't got that.
Brother, stress is the biggest
Stress
killer.
is the killer.
You get what I'm saying? So even being in them situations and not having no one there to support you can make you turn for the worst. Just that alone, bro. But let me ask you another question though. Do you feel like you need a second opinion?
Yeah, because that's what I'm gonna do. Like I says, they was just gonna let me go with some paracetamol. But I'm saying to them, I know it's come back clear, but I'm still feeling the pressure. And when I've been in the hospital, you've been giving me paracetamol. So I'm saying, then they're talking about lumbar puncture, so they can draw some fluid from my back, because the MRI might not see small little bleeds. So then I was sitting there thinking, do I do that? But what I said to myself is, what I'm going to do is come home, have something a bit stronger, hopefully just rest off, chill out, and then just see where I go. But I'm definitely, like I said, tomorrow or even Wednesday, regardless, I'm going back to my GP, get a second opinion from him, and tell him what Deb said, and make him read the notes and that. And then, so we can go from there. Do you reckon I should go for the lumbar puncture? You know, if my head's still hurting, what do you reckon? Maybe go to another hospital.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
because I've done that before.
Yeah.
I went to Dudley Road before, and they've said some shit to me, and I've said, fuck that, I'm going QE. And when I went to QE, they were saying something completely different.
Okay, yeah.
Saying, why did Dudley Road give you an x-ray? You don't need a fucking x-ray. They're giving you too much x-rays. When I'm reading your notes, you know, one of them ones, and that, my man said something completely different to me. You get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, I definitely think a second opinion is always needed. It's good to have, innit? It's definitely good to have.
Definitely good to have. Especially
No man should suffer in silence, bro.
Definitely. Especially at this age now,
Yeah.
bro. Everything's scary. Everything's scary. Like, turn around and like the risks of death have changed now. You know what I mean? Like we risk our lives when we're younger, doing crazy things like, you know, driving fast, bikes, all of those things. But when you have kids, you try to limit those risks. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people to live for.
I got grandkids, bro.
You're a granddad.
I'm a granddad, and this is what I'm. And you know what's thinking? I don't feel old. But when you realise, yo, man, I'm 39, man, I'm 40 this year. So when you look on the news and things, and you're, yo, this 40-year-old had rare, you know it's young. But when you're young, you're thinking he's old.
Old.
Do you get me? But how I feel right now,
Yeah, you feel good.
I feel all right.
Feel like you're in your 20s still.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
life,
Like,
yeah.
I still feel like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm all right. You get me? But really, you are getting old.
Old. And I feel like with the oldness, I feel like stress is the biggest killer, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like you've got people that you need to look after, and the stress of you know, figuring that out can send you under, bro.
So let me ask you something. When you heard I was in the hospital, what was you thinking?
When I heard you was in the hospital, straight away, bomber. I just thought about bomber. But
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
But-
And that's what makes it scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm
because
saying.
You see the way I think? I'm thinking everybody that knows I'm in here is thinking bomber.
yeah, and I'm thinking I'm not living history twice, and I think about how I dealt with bomber at them times, and it was like obviously we was always, you know, are you all right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
just never expected death because I've never
Yeah,
really
yeah,
had
yeah,
that. So it's
yeah.
like, you good? Yeah, safe.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
cool.
Now it's like, bro, you sure?
Yeah.
There's a question. I wouldn't know about a second opinion before. I wouldn't be saying that to nobody.
Yeah.
This is just because we've lived through it. And it's like, yo, do you need a sec? Like, I know they've told you this, but I don't believe this no more, bro. Make sure that someone else is saying the same thing.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
You get what I'm saying?
100%. But there's nothing wrong with getting a second opinion. Cause what's it gonna do? It's either gonna say the same thing what the first guy's saying, which then makes it like, okay, then we're on the same path, or it's gonna help you. Either way, getting a second opinion's good. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Basically.
Because what one person might not see, the other person might see. So it might save your life.
100%.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It might save your life, man.
might save your life.
But that's what was scaring me as well. And I think that's why my blood pressure was going up. Because I'm thinking, I don't even want all of the like, yo, killer, you cool, rare. Because in my eyes, I'm thinking, I know they're thinking, am I missing? So then I'm thinking there now and I'm thinking, you know what? Bring my kids up here. I'm going to that thing. Let me see them. Because what if I don't make it out of this hospital now? I need to see my kids. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then even when my youths and that come up, it was like, you know what? Don't let them see you breaking. Because if it is the last thing, you don't want to see their dad breaking in the hospital. And that's their last memory.
And that's what we talk about in the beginning,
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
We don't show the downs, but we show the ups.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But when we're down, you don't want people to see that, bro, like that.
Me, bro.
You get it?
So when they
that's
came,
men.
I was just running joke with them.
Yeah. But that's men. Like you don't lose that.
Yeah.
You don't lose that. It's just that you gotta find ways of talking, ways of expressing yourself to people that are gonna understand, like each other. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
for real.
Because in certain situations, scenarios, you have to be strong, bro. You got no choice. This is the world. Like, it's not about breaking down. You get what I'm saying? It's just understanding that, yo, you are the same as others, and there's people that can help you through situations.
Yeah, of course.
More so than anything. You get me? Like, I feel like we're kind of blessed that we got our own little, like you said, support.
Little
you got
circle and
yeah,
that.
and we speak and that, bro. But I feel like some people get into their relationships or whatever, and they might even move out to a different ends, or they make their family their core of their thing. Like I'm saying, like wife, kid, that's their immediate family. That's their support. But who do they turn to? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they gotta understand that sometimes you gotta speak to others or be able to
100%,
communicate with others, because sometimes you can't get the same level of support from your family who do love you, but they just love you in one way that you're gonna get from others that are gonna be maybe a bit sterner with you. Like, yo, go get checked up, bro. Like, or yo, you got this, bro. You get it?
Yeah.
Sometimes your immediate family might be like looking for you to hold them up.
Yeah.
So it's you
But
can't
to be fair,
show.
I'm lucky that I had that still.
There you go, bro.
From everybody that was around me, I had that.
What?
You get me? My other half holding it down. My kids holding it down.
And that's what you were saying when I saw what's in your phone. Like, yo, it's like you've obviously, however you felt at the time, you realise who was there. You get me?
Yeah,
that's the whole thing itself.
Yeah. And it pulls you through. It raw pulls you through. Just them little phone calls like, yo, if you need man to, yo, you sure? If you need man to come down and rare. And it's good because you're going to turn around and say, nah, man, I'm blessed still. Because like you said, sometimes you got your immediate family there anyway that's doing that. But you see when you've got the people on the outside doing what your immediate family's doing, your support network just feels even better, which then brings the positiveness.
Less stress.
You know what? Fuck me, man. Like, there is a lot to live for and that as well. Like, you start building yourself up. You know what it is? Whatever this is, I'm just going to hit it straight forward. No matter what news they give me, we're just going to have to just deal with it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And just by little phone calls and that. But like, it's true what you're saying. A lot of people haven't got that. Do you get me? Probably because some people ain't got that. I don't know, man. Probably. What do you reckon? Because what? Probably the way they are.
Like I said, some people just go into their family, like get
Or
married,
cocoon themselves.
Like thinking like that's all I need is my immediate family. Some people just never had friends like that. Some people just never grew with friends or grew with support or never grew speaking to others. And then as soon as they hit problems, they don't know where to turn, and it means that they take wrong choices. You get me?
Some people are just fuckery.
Some people,
Where they don't expect it to happen to them, but because they're just a fucked up person, when they're out there, some people just don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's the truth.
Do you get me? It's fuck those still.
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day,
I'll definitely tell any man out there, even a woman, and anyone, any human being, bro, like, yo, if something don't feel right, just go get it checked.
100.
Because you know how you're supposed to feel. Only you know how you're supposed to feel. And the doctor would say, how do you feel? Does anything feel different? And if you're going to sit there in the dead of the night knowing you don't feel right, and you're just trying to hope that it goes away. You don't know how much damage you're causing yourself, bro. And then you're just waiting for it to just tip over the edge. And then it's always that thing. Do you want to go to the doctors? And they say to you, if you would have come in 2 weeks ago, because it's gone past this threshold, if you came in last month, we probably could have stopped it here. Do you get what I'm saying? That's going to make you go back to, fuck me, man.
Yeah, you could
And I felt
yourself.
it like them back then, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that, bro. I don't want to feel that. Now, if it happens naturally where you just don't know, then as soon as you go in, but you've been living with it for ages, that's different, isn't it? But if you know that you're putting off going to the doctors, because even a nurse woman said to me when I was in there and that as well, a lot of people put it off, especially men. Nah, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the doctors and rare, this and that. A lot of them don't even make it there, bro. Because they don't want to go. I advise everybody go.
And we leave it there, bro. That's the ending line. Make sure you get checked out.
Make sure you get checked out, man.
Killer, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, 100%.
Whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro. Anytime. Done.
Yo, what you saying? I'm down to my last pack, you know, but I got them samples ready for Sunday sessions. I got the original and I got the strawberry. Everyone's saying it's fire, so you won't have a problem moving this. Alright, safe. I'll see you on Sunday.
There's more to life than sitting on the corners, make them corners fly. Hit sales on Beirut's window, lick if it's a quick thing. Roll ting pepper, have you seen your life shift quick or wet, Joe?